Yeah, this meeting was held this morning, a rare meeting, it has to be said, in which the foreign ministers of ASEAN, Southeast Asian regional bloc, came together to discuss an issue which I think many of them consider to be a domestic issue to Myanmar, and generally this body, ASEAN, only considers issues which relate to all of them. But it was held at the urging of Malaysia and Indonesia, two countries which have, of course, large Muslim populations. Aung San Suu Kyi addressed the meeting this morning. It has to be said she gave very little away in terms of moving on from her existing positions and statements about Rakhine State. She's told the other foreign ministers the situation was very complex. She asked them to give her more time and space to attempt to deliver on greater stability for the area. And on the question of humanitarian aid and access to this part of northern Rakhine State, it's estimated that about perhaps 100,000 of the Rohingya Muslim minority are without assistance in this part of northern Rakhine State because the military has basically shut it down. Well, there wasn't much to encourage aid agencies there either. Aung San Suu Kyi talking about necessary humanitarian access being allowed into the area rather than the free and full and unfettered access which these aid agencies would like to see. So, yes, that meeting was held. Yes, it was very rare and unprecedented in some ways. But in terms of how much of a difference it will actually make to the Rohingya, well, very hard to see what difference it will make at all, actually.
Very briefly, Jonah, just how desperate is the situation for many of those Rohingya?
Well, it's guesswork, really, for most of us to try and work out exactly what is taking place in northern Rakhine State, because we're not allowed in. Independent journalists are not being allowed into that area, because independent international aid workers are not being allowed in. We're very reliant on the stories of people who fled northern Rakhine State into Bangladesh, and also the accounts on social media. So by all those accounts, it's pretty dire and desperate, but we simply can't get in to verify definitively what exactly the truth is of what's going on at the moment.